The story begins in a forest where a guy named Raven Vault, who is our protagonist, is fighting demonic creatures. Raven was deployed on a mission by the Demon Corps to gather intel about demons. Demon Corp was the organization of the Empire which mainly consisted of slaves and criminals. Raven was also made to serve in the Demon Corps as a punishment for 10 years. Now only 15 days are remaining for our protagonist to be free from Demon Corps. After concluding his fight, the scene shifts to Demon Corps. There was a rumor going on in the Demon Corps that Raven Vault kills his subordinates during his mission. On his way to report, the mission protagonist was blocked by 3 Corp members. They say in an arrogant manner if Raven has something to say to them. A fight breaks out. Raven was able to defeat them easily and leaves, saying if they wanted death without being eaten by demons they can count on him. Raven was from a noble family which fell from grace. Even though the household of Raven was not huge, it was still a noble family inside Empire. But due to one mistake, the Vault household lost everything. We are shown a flashback in which we are shown that a huge mansion was on fire and people are gathered around it. The soldiers of the Empire were also there. A man who looked to be the leader of the soldiers was saying that the Vault household plotted rebellion and for that they are going to die. Raven Vault was chained and shouted that they did not do such a thing, to which man replies with a smirk on his face that he is a fool. The man grabs the younger Raven by his hair and tells him that his parents are purged and he can do the same to him. But he tells Raven that he will give him other choice, which was to serve in Demon Corp for 10 years. The people were whispering that this might be the end of the Vault household because no noble who was sent to Demon Corp made it back. Both choices were equivalent to death. Raven asks if he can live after serving 10 years in the Corp, to which the man replies he will be free to do whatever he wants after the time. Raven then swears in front of his burning household that he will survive and rebuild his household. The flashback ends, and Raven thinks that he is close to achieving his freedom because the next large-scale mission is going to be his last. At the same time, in Pendragon's household tertiary Arcona forest, we are shown a dragon and a blonde young man. The dragon says to the blonde young man that the time to fulfill their promise is drawing near. Dragons are existence that are stronger than any kind of demon and are the strongest life forms. Only Pendragon Dukehold is able to use dragons as their familiars. Due to this ability to tame dragons, Pendragon household have an enormous influence in the Empire. Time fast forwards and 13 days are left. Raven goes into the Demon Corp commander's tent. Commander says to Raven that he is back alone again and asks about scouting mission report. Raven replies that a large number of demons are on the front lines, chances of their winning are 0. The commander tells Raven that they will lose if it was only the Demon Corps, but Pendragon's household will be helping them and they are bringing a dragon. Raven thinks that this is bullshit because in his 10 years in Demon Corp, he has never seen a dragon, and he had also heard that the Pendragon household successor has died and they have lost some of their influence. Raven says that he cannot trust this information, to which the commander replies that this is an order and he cannot reject it, but he will not have to go to battlefield tomorrow. The commander says that dragon will fight demons, you will only have to care of the Pendragon brat. Raven exits the tent saying he will follow the order. Outside the commander's tent he saw a flag representing Pendragon's household and thought that why a person from royalty is coming to this trashy corp. He thought something was going on. After pondering for a while he thought it is not his problem, he will just have to survive and he will be free after the mission. Raven enters the Pendragon tent and was shocked when a non-human voice asks Raven who he is. Raven tells that he is ordered to take care of Pendragons. The voice replies it is not needed and to go away. While exiting the tent, Raven thinks that the voice was too calm for coming to such a terrifying place alone. The next day, a white dragon and a young man named Alan Pendragon start the demon subjugation. With the help of Dragon, the Demon Corps was confident. Moving on to the battlefield, Raven tells the Pendragon Lord that he is not used to fighting while protecting someone, so he should not move too much. While the dragon was fighting in the sky, Raven was fighting demons on the ground. Raven was amazed by the power of the dragon because there were a lot of demons, however just a single dragon was holding them back. So far the battle was in favor of the Demon Corps. After the wave of demons was finished, Raven inquires Ellen Pendragon about his and the dragon's injuries and tells him that at this rate the battle will be over soon. However, at this time, the next wave of demons arrives. Raven was hoping that the dragon will take care of them like before. But contrary to his hopes, the dragon was aimlessly staring into the sky. Despite Raven shouting and telling Ellen to tell the dragon to do something, both were staying still. No one was attacking the demons. The demons started to rip the flesh of the white dragon. It was a horrifying scene. Raven was in panic and grabs Ellen Pendragon and asks what is he doing and why is the dragon not attacking. While Raven was holding Ellen, some demons attack and he got heavily injured. Raven was blaming himself for depending too much on the dragon and letting his guard down. His whole world was crumbling in front of him. Raven somehow managed to defeat the monsters but got a fatal wound. Raven wanted to know the reason for his death, so he moves towards Ellen, who was barely conscious, and asked the reason why they did such a thing. While Raven was confronting Ellen, an arrow comes from behind and pierces the heart of Raven. Raven falls to the ground but was able to stay conscious. Raven saw the Demon Corps commander Baltai leading Imperial army. Raven was shocked by what was happening in front of him. Saying it was all planned from the beginning, the commander beheads Ellen Pendragon. After killing the Pendragon, the commander moves toward the Raven and grabs him by his hair and tells him that it is a pity that he will die without achieving his freedom. Raven thought 10 years has passed but nothing changed. He was still on his knees before his enemy. Commander Baltai tells Raven that before he die he will tell him a secret. Commander tells that the Vault family rebellion, Raven's entrance to Demon Corps, and his death alongside Ellen Pendragon all was part of someone's plan. The commander further tells that the only thing that was not calculated was that the dragon was this weak. Raven's eyes were filled with anger but he was helpless. Raven also got beheaded. After some time, when the Imperial army leaves the battleground, and the battleground, which was filled with roars, was now soundless. Amidst this silence, the white dragon awakes and says that all the conditions have been fulfilled and he will fulfill his promise now. The beheaded bodies of Ellen and Raven start glowing. The white dragon looks at the sky and says, "Everything is on you, Dragon Rider." The story moves forward with Raven wondering if he is dead. But soon he realizes the pain he is feeling is same when the body regenerates. Waking up, he feels someone holding his wrist. As soon as he opens his eyes, the maid who was holding his wrist panics and ran outside to call someone. After a while, along with maid, a butler and an old woman comes into the room. During his conversation with the butler, he comes to realize that he is now in the body of Aaron Pendragon, and the place he is in now is Pendragon Castle. He also hears that he was unconscious for 3 years from the butler. The door opens once again and Aaron's mother Helen enters the room, and she passed right through the body of the old woman and hugs Aaron. Due to this, Aaron took notice of the old woman and saw her pointing her finger outside the room. Raven moves his eyes to the pointed direction and saw the same white dragon which was on the battlefield, and subconsciously said Soldrake, which was the name of the white dragon. Raven wonders why he knows the name of dragon, and why is dragon alive, because he was sure that the dragon died in battlefield. The white dragon breaks the window and enters the room. And as soon as dragon starts moving toward Raven, Aaron's mother stands in front of the dragon and says that she will not let the dragon hurt Aaron. The old woman passes right through Aaron's mother's and touches dragon, and Aaron comes to realize that only he can see the old lady who was being friendly with the dragon. The dragon flies away and the old woman disappears. Aaron's mother asks whether Aaron was okay. Aaron soon collected his thoughts and says he is fine. Aaron decides to hide his identity until he gathers enough information. After a few days living in the body of Aaron, Raven comes to know that the time has reverted back 7 years before the battle. A maid named Lindsay now takes care of Aaron, but she is too overprotective of Aaron. Aaron thinks his days as Raven was filled with blood and stenches of battle, and now he is being fed like a baby. Despite Aaron saying that he can eat by himself, the maid refused, saying that it was doctor's order. Being fed by a maid was beyond embarrassing for Aaron. After eating, Aaron stands up and decided to change his clothes, but the maid said he is too weak and she will take care of his clothes. Aaron was in disbelief. Aaron gives in to the maid and thinks that he is too bad at dealing with this kind of environment. After he was done changing, Aaron's sisters enter the room. They inquire about his health and start conversing. When Aaron told that he lost his memories, his sister started coming frequently to meet him and tell him stories. Aaron was also grateful because he was able to get some useful information. Aaron also comes to know from his sister what type of person original Aaron was. He liked books instead of swords and liked planting trees instead of fighting. Original Aaron also locked himself from the outside environment. Due to this, his sword skills were weak and he became a laughingstock of other noble families. Aaron thinks that now he is in body of Aaron, so he have to deal with all of that. Aaron's body is 10 years younger than when Raven meets him on battlefield. Aaron went in coma when he was 14 and wakes again with the soul of Raven after 3 years. Aaron determines to solve all these mysteries along with his problems. While he was in his thoughts, his sister attracts his attention when she mentions that his fiancée Lady Luna will be visiting the Pendragon household. Aaron was surprised. The scene changes and we are shown a carriage surrounded by guards on which Lady Luna was sitting. A guard informs the lady that they will be arriving at Pendragon's household soon. What kind of person is Lady Luna? Will Aaron be able to uncover mysteries surrounding his death? You will get your answers in the next video. If you like the video, support by subscribing the channel.